Thank you for coming in today.
Hi, Gail.
My name is Gail Clayton. I'm a pharmacist and clinical nutritionist, and I have a master's degree in clinical nutrition, and so that I can be more prepared to help you with your goals. So first of all, would you rather be called Miss Jackson or
Call me Kate.
call you Kate? Okay, great, Kate. So tell me, what are you coming in here for today? How can I help you?
I think I wanted to talk to somebody who would be able to help me put together some additional supplements, maybe some dietary changes. I'm mostly interested in living as healthy as I can, being as healthy as I can, having as much energy as I can. I don't have any health issues. I'm not here to deal with a health problem. I feel fine.
Okay, great.
Maybe
So
I could feel better.
Great. So you just want healthy longevity, good health as you age.
Yes.
Okay, great. You know, I'd like to begin by giving you an overview of what we're going to do today. I did receive your intake form, and I know that you have already had your labs drawn this morning, and so what I'm going to do is go over, do a physical assessment and try to see if there's anything that I can add to that. So then when I get all of your information, I'm going to go over it all, and I'll develop a plan for you that will go over on your follow-up.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of things that I might be able to tell from a physical assessment that may give us clues about any nutritional deficiencies that can cause inflammation and advanced aging. And since you want to, grow old gracefully with good health, we're going to focus on that. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to measure you on the scale. Okay, so if you want, the scale's right here. If you want to stand up and step on my scale. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so your weight is 140. And how tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". Okay. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure your body fat composition. With this machine, it's called the Omron Fat Loss Monitor thing. And so what it does is you hold on to it, and it sends a little electrodes, and it can determine your BMI, which is your body mass index, and the percent fat in your body. And the electrons, or the little electric signals it sends, you're not going to be able to feel anything. It bounces off of fat cells and off of muscle cells, and it's able to detect how much water you have versus how much fat and how much muscle. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enter some information on it, and okay, so you're just normal. So your height, it's going to ask me that, and you said you were 5'5", and your weight was 140. And your age, what was your age again?
65.
65. Okay, and you're female. Okay, so I'm going to have you hold this like this, and when you hold it, I'm going to push the start button. And then let me know when the numbers appear. Okay, hand it to me. Okay, so it says that your BMI is 23.3, which is excellent, because the BMI, a normal BMI range, which is body mass index, is between 18 and 24.9. So you're right in the middle. That's excellent. And your body fat measurement is 32.1%. And normal body fat for a woman in your age range is 24 to 35.9. So you're right there in the middle, and that's excellent. Good job. And just to talk a little bit about fat, there's 3 types of fat in the body. We have subcutaneous fat, which is just right below the skin, and then we have fat that's in between the muscle, and the muscles utilize that fat for energy during exercise. And then there's visceral fat, which probably isn't, very healthy to have very much of that because it's wrapped around the organs and it's related to increased disease risk, such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Okay. Now, to increase your lean mass, you can increase that by actually doing weightlifting, and maybe cutting down on your caloric intake. And so the body fat measurement is a much better measurement than the BMI for what our body composition is. So the next thing I want to measure is your hip to waist measurement. What we do is we measure right above your navel, about 2 inches above it, the smallest part of your waist, and then at the largest place measurement at your hip. And so for women, we want that to be less than 0.8. If it's less than 0.8, then it's associated with lower cardiovascular risk. Okay, so if you could stand up, I will measurement. Okay, give me a guide. Where's your belly button? Okay. Okay, so your waist is 32 and a half. And are we at the right amount here? And 40 and a half. So let me do a quick calculation. $32.5 divided by 42. Okay, great. So your waist to hip ratio is 0.77, and that's excellent. So that means that you are low risk for cardiovascular health issues. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to take your blood pressure. Have you ever had your blood pressure taken before? Do you know what it means?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know that the blood pressure is going to give us two numbers. The first number is the highest number is your systolic pressure, and that measures the force of contraction during the middle of a contraction. And the low number is called diastolic, and that's a measurement of the pressure against the arteries when your heart is at rest. So what I have is a little wrist monitor, and I'm going to place it right on your wrist. And so I want you to hold it right at the heart level, and when we see the blue light, that means it's right at the right level, right there. So just hold it there, and you're going to feel it start to expand, and you'll feel a little bit of pressure on your wrist. How are we doing here? Okay. So your blood pressure is 116/72 with a heart rate of 83. Okay, so let me write this down. Now that's actually very good because high blood pressure, a good normal blood pressure is around 120/80 or even a little bit less, and you're perfectly well within range. So that's excellent. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is do a BMR. That's a basal metabolic rate. And so this is the measurement of the caloric need of your body, just to maintain your weight. Okay, and so what we do is it's a calculation that I use, and I enter your height, your weight, and your age, and and your activity level. So tell me a little bit about how much you exercise.
Once in a while, I'll do something, swimming or cross-country skiing. It's not a regular part of my life, but on a daily basis I walk.
Okay.
Quickly, try to do a rapid, strong walk.
For how long?
It's either 2 45-minute sessions or 1 hour and a half session.
Every day?
well, 6 days a week.
6 days a week?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, unless there's, I'm not feeling well or there's something crazy in my life, I try to do it every day. So usually once a week something goes sideways and I don't get to do
So
it.
do you walk really briskly? Do you
Yeah, I try
break up
to.
a sweat?
By the
get
time I
labored
get back
breathing?
in the winter, this is a winter activity, I'm usually warm. Like, maybe not sweating because it's 0 degrees
Mhm.
out, but very warm and glowy.
Okay.
And it's certainly in the summer, yeah.
Okay. Well, I would
Sweating.
consider this a moderate exercise, and
Mhm.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter your some numbers here for this calculation that considers your weight and your height, your age, and your activity level, which I consider to be moderate. And so, what I come up with is that your caloric needs is 1,959 calories per day. Now that's considering that you maintain your current level of activity and your current health, just to keep the weight. So if you're interested in dropping a few pounds, you will have to consume less calories, or you're going to have to increase your exercise. Okay, and as we age, our BMR tends to decrease. But we can also increase our BMR by increasing our activity level. Okay, and one thing that can affect the BMR is the amount of muscle you have in your body. So if you do weight-bearing exercises such as walking and weightlifting, you can actually increase your BMR to burn more calories even at rest. Okay. Now, next thing I want to do is when I'm doing initial assessment, I like to kind of just give the body a once over, to look at the skin, eye, hair, nails. Is that okay that I do that?
Certainly.
Okay. First of all, your hair looks great. I just want, it's a nice texture and doesn't look dry or brittle. Do you have any problems with hair breaking off or hair loss? Have you noticed your hair thinning at all?
No.
No? Okay. Can I take a look at your eyes? Open up. Okay. And your skin looks good. A little bit dry here on your arms, and your fingernails look really good. There's no markings that indicate nutritional deficiencies on your fingernail. So now on your ankles, have you ever noticed swelling? Do your feet swell? Do you have any problems walking? No problems in your knees? Okay. Excellent. Everything looks good. The only thing that I noticed was a little bit of dry skin on your arms, and then of course on your eyelid I noticed you have a little bit of swelling and maybe dryness on one eye. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that? Is that a common problem for you?
It is. I maybe should have when I said I have no health issues. It happens randomly for no reason. And what I'll notice, this is mild compared to what can happen. Often it's both eyes.
Okay.
And it starts out sort of itchy and red, and then it actually can get swollen. And it can go right around to underneath. The swelling's not down here, the swelling's up here.
Okay.
It started about 3 years ago,
Okay.
and it happens about twice a year.
Is it with the season change? Do you think it, or
I can find nothing
No?
consistent in
Nothing
what
consistent?
could be triggering it.
you don't know what's triggering
No.
it? Okay.
No, I have
Have you
no
noticed
clue.
any vision changes?
No.
Do you have problems seeing at night? Has your glasses prescription changed or anything?
Well, my prescription's changed, but I actually, something unrelated, I ended up having a thorough eye exam by an ophthalmologist.
Uh-huh.
My eye health is perfect. There's nothing wrong. I
Okay.
have one cataract that's starting. Nothing.
Okay.
She just sort of blew me off when I told her about that. She didn't.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Now, dry skin, and the thing around your eyes that it could be related to a vitamin deficiency such as vitamin A, even zinc, mineral, or it could be an essential fatty acid deficiency, and the dry skin could be related to a fatty acid deficiency or a mineral or nutrient deficiency. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you record your diet over the next 3 days. Just write down everything
Okay.
you drink, everything you eat, and then I'm gonna and then email that to me. And
Okay.
so I'm gonna get your lab work back tomorrow, and I'm gonna go through your intake form, your lab work, and then your 3-day
Okay.
diet
Oh,
history.
I see. Okay.
And then I'm going to come up with a plan. And
Okay.
in this plan, I'm going to address those issues. And then I'm also going to look at what, any kind of imbalances, anything that we could do to help you reach your goal of aging gracefully and optimal health. Okay?
Okay. That sounds
Okay, so
great.
do you have any further questions for me?
No.
No?
I don't think so. Well, I understand the process really well.
Okay.
What's going to happen. So I would think my questions will be once I talk to you the next time.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kate.
It was a
Can't wait
pleasure.
to see you again and
I'm
work
looking
with you.
forward to it too. Thank you.
Okay,
Gail.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.